Hey, so it's hot. Just got off my conference call, my live class, R3 Retention Referrals and Raving Fans Masterclass, and I'm going to share something with you. Part of the training that I think a lot of people can implement now. The first step is to realize there's 8 phases, and every single phase there's a subtle shift in the way that you need to talk to people. All right, and what's up, Hannah? Michelle, how you doing? So there's 8 phases, and there's a subtle shift in the way you need to talk to people in each phase. There's also 6 ways we communicate. Okay, we're talking about in-person, mail, direct mail, snail mail, gift, stuff like that, right? So there's 8 phases and 6 ways that we communicate in each phase, right? And so today we were talking about phase 5, okay, phase 5, which is really where we're coming up on the end of client engagement, whatever the initial package was, which is a great opportunity for upsells, extensions, cross sales, JV, referrals, stuff like that. Okay. And the way we do video is very, very particular. It actually is a force multiplier. And I'm not going to share that, but here's one thing that you can do in that phase. Okay. Do not do it too early. Do not wait to the end. Phase 5 out of 8, which is when you're coming up on near the end of a initial fulfillment thing. Okay. First, you have to identify what fulfillment is to the client, right? So as technicians, we gauge achievement based on what we know, right? So if we put $1 in and get $2.50 out, yay, we've accomplished what we tried to accomplish. But the consumer wants to retire their wife or put their kids through school, right? So the actual achievement for the consumer, the client, is different, or the fulfillment for where they get fulfillment for the client or consumer is different than what the technician considers achievement, right? Technicians will be like, hey, you lost 20 pounds. I did a good job. But in reality, if the consumer just wanted to wear a white t-shirt without being embarrassed, that's what you should celebrate. Hey, you're wearing a white t-shirt without being embarrassed. Congratulations, right? Very, very important that at this phase of this relationship, we start celebrating their fulfillment, not what us as technicians considers achievement. Now, here is my favorite way to do that. You share the benefit of the benefit, okay? But if possible, you share that benefit, the benefit of the benefit, from the people that love and care about you. So an example would be, imagine you wore a white t-shirt out, right? So your whole thing was like, I'm too insecure to wear a white t-shirt. And then you get confident enough to wear one out and you share that. Okay. Now imagine you got to work the next day, you came home to a stack of letters. Okay, a stack of letters, and you realize one is from your oldest son, one's from your middle son, one's from your youngest daughter, and one's from your wife. And they're letters explaining how proud they are of you. They're letters saying, I'm so glad that you come to the pool with us now because you're comfortable. You don't stay home when we go to the beach, right? So imagine getting letters from the people that love you the most, that are the closest to you, celebrating the thing you just accomplished, okay? Now, as a business owner, as a service provider, why would I not set that up as often as possible? Okay, so that's one of the things I shared today. Pretty simple, oft overlooked, because we don't actually know what fulfillment looks like for the client. But if we say, hey, like imagine if, who's a good example here? Imagine if Dan Nicholson enrolls in our velocity method, right? And then gets letters from his wife and his daughter and maybe his dog saying, I'm so proud of you, first of all. And Dan doesn't have this problem, but just imaginary world. It makes me so happy that you're home for dinner and you're fully present every single day instead of like 2 or 3 days a week, right? I'm so glad you can go on walks with us with the dog because I feel like it's a family thing now. Right? So it's not about 32% more operating capacity and 7% more profit margins. It's a letter from your daughter or your wife or your husband or your business partner or your employees saying, hey, I just want to say how proud I am, how glad I am to work for you, how happy I am to know you and seeing this transformation. I remember when XYZ and now ABC, right? So that's the nugget. That's the takeaway. Let me know if that's useful. Let me know if you're going to do it. But it takes work. Yeah. As a service provider, you got to figure out what they actually want, not just what you can give them. I know you can give them 30% of their time back and 10 more leads per month or whatever, right? But what does it really mean to them? Did you retire your wife, right? Did you retire your husband? Did you put your kids through school? Did you get home in time for dinner? And then have those people write to you and say, I'm so proud of you. Have those people write to your clients. Go to your best client's husband and say, hey, have you noticed anything? And, yeah, she has more energy. She's happier. She's more present. Will you do me a favor and write her a letter? Just telling her that so she knows that other people see it too. And tell me that's not going to change your business. Tell me that's not going to change your retention numbers. Tell me more people aren't going to buy stuff from you. Tell me you're not going to get the family bought in, right? Because none of that will be true if you tell me that. So that's that. Hopefully it's useful. We had about 7 hours of just straight stuff like that in the Retention Referrals Raving Fans class from very first touch. This is phase 5, okay? So this is going to be about 80 to 100 days into the relationship. But from very first touch all the way through until they become human billboards with your brand tattooed across their forehead. This is what we're talking about. It's the most impactful stuff. It's the most important stuff. And frankly, when you can't advertise on Facebook as easily as you have been over the last couple of years, you're going to be fine because these things are going to be built in. So Retention Referrals Raving Fans, I'm going to shoot out replays. If you want to get on the list for replays, just let me know, drop a comment or something, and implement that. Think about where you can implement that. And if that's too hard, if it's too hard to figure out what people actually want, like the result for them, then you should not be a service provider, and that's fine. You just go be an investor, like buy and sell companies or something, but don't be a service provider.